You're Sicilian, huh?
Sicilian.
You know, I read a lot, especially about things, about history. I find that shit fascinating. Here's a fact, I don't know whether you know or not. Sicilians were spawned by niggers.
Come again?
No, it's a fact. Yeah. You see, Sicilians have black blood pumping through their hearts. And no, if you don't believe me, you can look it up. Hundreds and hundreds of years ago, you see, the Moors conquered Sicily. And the Moors are niggers. See, way back then, Sicilians were like wops from northern Italy. They all had blonde hair and blue eyes. But, well, then the Moors moved in there and, well, they changed the whole country. They did so much fucking with Sicilian women, huh? That they changed the whole bloodline forever.
All right, first and foremost, we love to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which are the true names of the Heavenly Father and of His Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, who is a so-called black man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Brakathum, to all the Akim out there that's pushing this truth and sincerity, while Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Brakathum, to all the elders out there who labor in the truth and taught us the truth. All right, this is the brothers from the Sakari Philly camp. This is Nakawam, and I have with me the soldier, Mashagabia. I'm about to do a lesson. Yeah, oh yeah, bro, you go ahead and say your piece.
Nah, I'm just here trying to help bring out this truth. It's Brother Mashagabia, Shalom.
So yeah, so hey, Salakia, man, don't mind these niggas and they fireworks. You know, this 4th of July. But anyway, this video is about to be about the Sicilians of southern Italy, because contrary to popular belief, you had so-called Negroes, you so-called African Americans, you Haitians, and also you Jamaicans, Trinidadians, Barbados, all the majority of the Caribbean islands, the West Indians. You ruled Europe for 1,000 years, a little bit over 1,000 years, which that was during the Dark Ages. You had people like Constantine the Great and his sons. You have people like Septimius Severus, which scholars and documents document him as a so-called black man. You have King James, right? King James, they were all so-called black men, and they're Israelites. More than likely, they're from the tribe of Judah. So we ruled Europe, and then on top of that, we had this white woman, this so-called white woman, in Baltimore, and she even admitted that Scotland, the original Scottish people, were dark-skinned people. Remember that, bro?
Yep.
Yeah, yep. And that was in Baltimore. I remember that. We don't have the footage because, sadly, the footage was lost. A lot of the footage was lost, but you had the white woman who admitted that the original Scottish people, the people of Scotland, were so-called black people. She even admitted that. She was a so-called a scholar or whatever.
Yeah, she was a college professor.
Yeah, and she admitted herself that the original Scottish people were so-called black people. Understand? So the original inhabitants of Europe were so-called black people. They had descended from the seed of Japhet. When you read the Bible, Japhet. But you had Japhet, they got kicked out of that land. They were pushed out. And then you had the Romans, the so-called white man. Like the Herodian dynasty, you had Julius Caesar. They had came up into power of the western half of the Roman Empire. Then they got taken down. And then so-called Negroes started to rule Europe for a little bit over 1,000 years. Then you had other groups of nationalities that was there too. Like you had the Arabs, which are the Ishmaelites, and you also had some Canaanites up in there. But for the most part, the Israelites were ruling Europe, and that's documented in the Bible. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it up. Revelation, the 20th chapter. I'm gonna have you read it, brother. Revelation 20. We're gonna start at verse 1. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it. All
All
right,
right.
this is Revelation 20 and verse 1. And I
Mhm.
saw an angel come down from heaven,
Mhm.
having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand.
That's right. So verse 1 says that an angel came down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. Now, what is the bottomless pit? The bottomless pit represents Europe. Europe as we know it today. Now, why is it likening Europe as the bottomless pit? Number one, because Europe is deprived of natural resources. Okay. Now you may ask, how do we know that Europe is deprived of natural resources? Now, let's go ahead and look at a map of Europe. Map of Europe. Europe's resources, and you will see that ain't you will see that is nothing there compared to the map of Africa's natural. All right, boom, here we go. So look at Africa's map of natural resources. See what you have here. You got diamonds, right? Which you got these silly Americans over here. Y'all think that diamonds is a rare gem. here goes this big part on a map in Africa that shows diamonds. Like they just walk outside and see diamonds. Diamonds is not a rare gem.
God.
Diamonds is one of the biggest scam. Like that is the biggest scam in the world. One of them. See that you got cotton, you got gold, iron, clothing, right? You have copper, you got coffee, tea. Look at all that. Look at all these colors. Look at all these colors. And then once we go to Europe, let's go to Europe. Europe don't got jack squat. Now, one of the reasons why the Europeans went to go colonize Africa is because of what? To get their natural resources. And it was so crazy. It was this meme. It was this meme floating around. It was like, dang, why did Europe go to colonize Africa? Because of their natural resources, which proves what? They have none. Let me see. Let's go to Europe's imports. European imports. Let's see. What does Europe import? Well, first and foremost, look at this. First and foremost, look at this, bro. This is the top 5 EU export products: machinery and equipment.
Yeah.
Machinery and equipment. That's Europe's top 5 export products. Letting you know what they have no natural resources over there.
God. And normally that machinery and equipment is weaponry. So
See,
like,
see, look at this. And in 2020, the top 5 EU import products were computer, electronic and optical products, petroleum, natural gas, chemical. See, look at this. Machinery, equipment, and motor vehicles. No fruits, no vegetables, no diamonds, no gold, none of those things. None of those things. That's what they export.
And honestly, they should take away pharmaceuticals because they have to go to those other fruitful places to get, the ingredients for their pharmaceuticals. Like they got to go to the Amazons to get those herbs, etc.
Why did Europe colonize Africa? See, look at this. During this time, European countries expanded their empires by aggressively establishing colonies in Africa so that they could exploit and export Africa's resources. See, look, raw materials like rubber, timber, diamonds, and gold were found in Africa. Europeans also wanted to protect trade routes, and they also came over here to America to colonize America to get resources as well. Because over here in America was a real fruitful land. Well, really the Western Hemisphere in general, because Europeans didn't only colonize America, but they also colonized the islands, which the islands had what? Sugar cane. The islands also had gold as well. So did America. So Europe is completely deprived of natural resources. That's why Europeans have to go around the whole entire world having to rape, rob, and pillage because they have nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Only thing they have is damn diseases like smallpox and what was it? Lice?
Lice, yeah.
Lice. That's the only thing Europe has. Smallpox and lice. You got a point, bro?
Nah, it's just like even when they were showing their main imports, like they really like the parts and ingredients to their imports still come from other places, so they shouldn't even claim those.
Oh, good point. See, so now we're going to get that out of the scriptures. We're going to go ahead and jump to Genesis, just to hammer in the point of why Europeans have trouble getting natural resources. Now we're going to jump to Genesis, the 4th chapter. Now, Genesis, the 4th chapter, is talking about Cain and Abel, right? So now we're going to go ahead, read Genesis 4, and we're going to start verse 9, bro. Genesis 4 and 9.
God, it's the book of Genesis, chapter 4 and verse 9. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand.
Go ahead.
When thou tillest the ground,
Right. When thou tillest the ground, when you try to go farm, go ahead.
it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
Mm-hmm.
A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
So you see that? So the Heavenly Father told Cain, when you go and try to farm, it will not henceforth yield unto her strength. Now, when you read it in a different translation, like the NOT, this is what it says, which is so cool. Genesis 4 and 12 and the NOT, and it reads, no longer will the ground yield good crops for you, no matter how hard you work. From now on, you will be a homeless wanderer on the earth. And that's why the so-called white man goes around and try to inhabit different areas of the earth. Why? Because they're vagabonds. They don't belong anywhere. Anywhere the so-called white man goes, somebody was inhabiting that land before him. Right? And that's how you know that Cain is Esau in the reincarnation, Because check this. Mount Seir belongs to the Edomites, right?
Con.
Well, originally, when you read in the book of Genesis, Mount Seir belonged to the sons of Heth. See, so you had Canaanites that were inhabiting Mount Seir before Esau, but Esau came in there and took it over, just like how the so-called white man does everywhere. Like I said in the beginning of the video, the original Europeans are actually so-called black people, like the Etruscan people. They were so-called dark-skinned people. Those are your Hawaiians and Polynesians today, the sons of Japhet. But anyway, the point is, it says no longer will the ground yield good crops for you. That's why the so-called white man has to go everywhere else to get natural resources, because they themselves doesn't have any. Why? Because Europe is one of the predominant places, or the predominant continent where the so-called white men inhabits today. See? So that is one reason why the Heavenly Father is likening the bottomless pit, Europe, unto the bottomless pit, because it has no natural resources whatsoever. It's just dead over there. It's just a pit. It's finished. And also because majority of the wars were fought over there in Europe. And a pit also symbolizes a what? A grave. A pit is a grave. And all those dead bodies that was laying down, all those dead bodies that was on the soil of Europe after those war, those are grave sites, bro. So bet. So now read it over again, bro. Revelation 20 and verse 1 again.
Revelation 20 and 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit.
Okay, so now we know what that bottomless pit is. The bottomless pit is Europe. Go ahead.
Just go to verse 20 and 2.
Yeah, verse 2.
And he laid hold on the dragon.
Now it says, and he laid hold on the dragon. What is that dragon? The dragon is the Roman Empire. Now the dragon, the dragon is the Roman Empire in this verse. Now the dragon, when you read on the scriptures, can be the ancient pagan Roman Empire, and it can be the revised Roman Empire, which is the NATO and the EU, right? So go ahead.
That old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
And bound him 1,000 years. The so-called white man, the western half of the Roman Empire, the pagan Roman Empire, was in a dead state for a little bit over 1,000 years. Okay, they didn't have no culture. They didn't know how to talk. They were grunting. Okay, they didn't know how to damn bathe. They didn't wash up. We had to teach them everything. They didn't know anything. They were in a lowest state for a little bit over 1,000 years. That's what it means. Now that was that western half of the Roman Empire. Now the eastern half of the Roman Empire, which is called the Byzantine Empire, were ruled by so-called black people, right? So which I have pulled up right here. Now you go ahead and start. Man, these guys are crazy, bro. You can go ahead and start from where I highlighted.
The Byzantine Empire was a vast and powerful civilization with origins that can be traced to 330 AD, when the Roman Emperor Constantine I dedicated a new Rome.
Yeah, exactly. So boom, let me start right here. Now you may say, because I said earlier, well, Constantine was a so-called white man. He was not black. If you look up ancient depictions, especially on the coins of Constantine the Great, you will see Constantine look like a so-called black man, have a broad nose and thick lips, just like Negroes on coins. Those are artifacts right there. That's archaeology. But go ahead, bro.
Dedicated a new Rome on the site of the ancient Greek colony of Byzantium.
Yeah, Con. So now look, now, what does it mean by a new Rome? The other half of the Roman Empire, which is the Western Roman Empire, they were pagans. The new Roman Empire was that eastern half of the Roman Empire, which was a Holy Roman Empire, right? Like you have guys like Saint Nick. You had guys like you had guys like what else you had, bro? You had Jerome, which Jerome was Eusebius, which Eusebius was the one that came up with the concept of the Old Testament and New Testament. Those guys were brothers. If you take a look at the Council of Nicaea, which let's go ahead and type that in, Council of Nicaea. The Council of Nicaea is depicted few brothers, a few dark-skinned brothers. Let's go ahead and pull it up. It's basically this picture, but it's not whitewash. Here we go. Matter of fact, here goes a darker one. Look at that, bro. Look at that. This is the Council of Nicaea. This is the Council of Nicaea right here. Look at that. Dark-skinned brothers. Constantine right here in the middle. These are the early church fathers, so-called black men from the tribe of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Not so-called white men. The so-called white men didn't have shit. They didn't have anything. Look at his feet. Look at his feet. Look at his face.
Like unto fine brass.
Exactly. Look at his face, bro. Look at them. Those are dark-skinned men.
God.
Now, somewhere in here, Saint Nicholas, where you people get Santa Claus from, he was somewhere amongst this council. Understand? So that's just proof. That is just proof right there. That so-called black people were inhabiting Europe. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that right here. You see that hair? That ain't no hair of a damn European. Look like an Afro. Look at this. Which I actually have this book. I have this book. Where did these dark images come from? Look at this. Look at this picture right here, bro.
That's crazy.
Let me see here. Let me try to put it on my desktop so I can blow it up a little bit. All right, bet. Look at that. Look at that right there. Dark-skinned brothers.
Yeah, that's irrefutable.
And, bro, see? The facts. The facts are here. The facts are here. The facts are here. So now we can exit this out. So you see, Constantine the Great. Look at this one. This one is the dagger. This one is the dagger. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That one is cold. So what do you people have to say for yourselves?
They're gonna say that the images got dirty over time.
Oh, the images got dirty over time.
I think that's what's his name was saying. Damn, man with the Kango.
I think they do say things like that. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. They get dirty over time. How though? How? So that means so how is it that I have photos of myself that is 20 years old or over 20 years old, or you have pictures of people who was living in the 30s, 40s, 50s, who are let's just entertain the fact that they were white. How come if I go and look at those pictures, they're still white?
So it look just the same.
Hey, why does it look just the same, bro?
I think Vocab was trying to say it was like from candle burning near the images over time. Yeah, he was taking a big reach.
So wouldn't the picture have like holes and stuff in it? Wouldn't it
Right.
be damaged?
Right. Significant damage. Like it wouldn't just be the color of the individuals. It would be like, there'd be blurring of everything.
So you're telling me that the candle just so happened to catch every single face of these brothers? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right, vocab. How much of a fool do you think we are?
Right.
Yeah, all right. So boom. So hey man, that's just a cut right there. Artifact shows, man. Artifact shows. That's why you always have to have the artifacts. Always pull up first-hand accounts. Okay. You have to show the relics. The relic speaks for itself. But let's keep going. Go to though the western half. You hear me, bro?
Con, you can hear me?
Oh yeah, I hear you now.
It's a lot. Though the western half of the Roman Empire crumbled and fell in 476 AD, the eastern half survived for 1,000 more years.
See that? The eastern half survived for 1,000 more years, and that's right here in the Bible. What did it say? It says, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil, and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Satan, which was the so-called white man, he was in a lower state for 1,000 years. We had some of you so-called white people as servants, as slaves.
That's right.
When we were ruling Europe. And I actually have books. That portrays British or German kings fighting against a low-level, dirty so-called white man. All right, I have books that actually depicts that. Matter of fact, there's this book which I recommend brothers to get. Nature Knows. What is it called? Nature Knows. Yep. Nature Knows No Color Line. And shout out to the brother Yerumia. I got this from him. This picture depicts so-called dark images of brothers and sisters who were ruling Europe, who were in Europe, right? Also, you have let me see, the Scottish coach. You got a Scottish coach of arms, right? Go to the images here. All right. Since they want to play games, go ahead. Let's see, go to the black Scottish coach of arms. Oh, look at this. Look at this. What is this? What is this right here? Moorish coach of arms. Look at that. Look at that so-called black man. Pin on Moorish coach of arms of Europe. Look at that. See? All these things that we can look up. Look at that. And I was doing this research on this last name Hicks, right? Which Hicks goes back to this brother, so-called black man. His name's called Richard the Lionheart Hicks. Richard the Lionheart Hicks. And he was also a brother, a king in Europe. Now, why is his name Richard the Lionheart? The Lionheart, because more than likely he was from the tribe of Judah. Let's go ahead and look that brother up. Now, this is all with the spirit too, of course. Of course, they're going to depict so-called white men. But here we go. Look at this right here. Look at that right here. So now, vocab, you would say that, oh well, it's because it's getting old and rusty. No, look at this. This is clearly showing that he's a dark-skinned man, and because of how old it's getting, it's turning a little white, a little white like right there. You see that, bro?
Kind of paint's coming off.
Yeah, exactly, bro. The paint, exactly, bro. The paint is coming off, bro. Cause look at his beard. The beard, the beard is black, and you see little patches of the paint of the beard coming off. Damn, Salah. Looking like this right here.
Mm-hmm.
See, that was a brother, Richard under Lionheart. Goes back to Europe. All these pictures. So there is no excuse. There's no excuse why our people don't know this. We gotta research. We gotta research these things. All right, so we're finished with this right here. Finished with that. So go ahead and read Revelation 21 again.
Okay, Revelation chapter 20, verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit,
which is Europe. Go ahead.
And a great chain in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
That's right, and bound him 1,000 years. You so-called white people, you were in a low estate for a little bit over 1,000 years. It wasn't until this devil, Oliver Cromwell, he had invaded Europe, and then he started taking so-called Negroes and put them in slavery, specifically U.S. Indians. He was taking a bunch of West Indians. Well, of course, before they got on the boat, they wasn't West Indians, right? They were Benjamin, the tribe of Benjamin, and specifically the people who inhabit Barbados. He was taking a bunch of dark-skinned Negroes, putting them on a boat, and sending them to Barbados. Hence why a lot of you so-called West Indians, what type of last names do you have? You have Scottish and Irish last names. Now, you have a lot of people, a lot of Hebrew Israelites that will say, you have the white man last name, you have the white man last name. That's not 100% true. A lot of the last names we kept. Like, for instance, James. Now you will see today a lot of so-called white people with the last name James, right? But we know that what? King James was a so-called black man. Was James is the Greek way of saying what? Judah. Because why? You have the apostle James, the brother of Christ, who you people call Christ. Was James is actually Judah when you actually go into it. So a lot of so-called European names that actually belongs to us. So some brothers gotta stop saying that, because that's not 100% true. Or you got the white man last name. That's not 100% true. A lot of those last names we kept. Those are ours. Understand? So now, okay, did that. Went to Cain. All right, cool. So now we can exit out of these. All right, bet. So now,
it's a lot. Kind of going back, even with that verse we brought out in, well, I believe it was Genesis 4 about Cain. Like it coincides with Genesis 27 and 40 about how Esau's going to live by the sword, because obviously, if you don't have anything, you're going to need to find it. You're going to need to take it, and like that was subsequently his curse both times in that reincarnation.
Yeah, matter of fact, we can go ahead and read that, and let's go into the word for Cain real fast. We can go to Genesis 4 and 11. Go into the word for Cain. Cain actually means sword.
Oh wow.
Let's go into the word for Cain. Possession. Yeah. This is actually going off. Cain actually does mean sword, the blue letter going off. But Cain actually does mean it means something to that effect.
Yeah, they've been making subtle changes. I believe they even changed Esau.
Yeah, bro. These devils are slick. But go ahead and read Genesis 27 and 40.
Genesis 27 and 40. And
Mhm.
by the sword shalt thou live.
That's right. And by thy sword shalt thou live. Now, these are not talking about the Arabs. All right. Because how the hell did the Arabs conquer the whole entire world just using a basic sword? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. The sword is talking about any instrument that is used to destroy. And that sword dealing with the guns and dealing with these missiles, dealing with these atomic bombs that the so-called white man possesses. Go ahead.
And shalt serve thy brother.
Shall serve thy brother. Now, this is the so-called blessing of Esau, which I call it a curse because it's really a curse. But this is the so-called blessing of Esau. Now it says, and shall serve thy brother. Now this happened twice already. This happened during the time of King David, because when you read 2 Samuel, the 8th is either the 6th or 8th chapter, King David took the Edomites in slavery. And this also happened during the Dark Ages when we had the so-called white man in the lower state serving us. Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
That's right, because when you read later on in history, like in Second Kings, and you read in Chronicles, and also go into the history of the Dark Ages, like I did earlier with Oliver Cromwell, eventually the Edomites rebelled. The Edomites rebelled against us, and then put us into slavery. But the third time we're going to put them in subjection is going to be for 1,000 years. Then they're going to get exterminated from off the face of the earth. So now, oh yeah, I remember where I wanted to go. Let's go to Job, the 30th chapter. Now I mentioned earlier how you so-called white people, you were in a low estate, right? You so-called white people have no culture. You have the Greeks, okay, Alexander, Antiochus, okay, you have the Romans, Julius Caesar, but after that, you guys have nothing. So read Job 30, and we're gonna read verse 5.
Job 30 and verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
They were driven forth from among men.
Yeah, man, you guys were driven forth from among men. Hey, man, all these nations, including us, we chased y'all asses away. We didn't want you around us, you so-called white people. Go ahead.
They cried after them as after a thief.
And you guys were, when you read in the NOT's code, it says they were driven from human society.
Oh, they weren't even seen as humans.
That's why you dirty ass white people didn't know how to bathe, man. Because you were just driven away from human society. And it says, and people shout at them as if they were thieves. And you guys are thieves.
Okay.
You raid, rob, and pillage everybody's land. Go ahead, Art. Verse 6.
To dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks.
That's right. And what does the word Caucasian mean, bro?
Caucasus of the Caucasus Mountains.
That's right. It literally means cave dweller. Caucasian means cave dweller. So even within even within their own word, even within their own a term for their race, Caucasian, do you know that you're calling yourself a cave dweller? Because that's where y'all came from. Y'all came from the Caucasus Mountains. You guys are cave dwellers.
So, like, I just found a dope word. It's called troglodyte. Means cave dweller.
Damn. That's the new word for you guys. What is it called again?
It's called troglodyte. See
that? That's new words for y'all. For you so-called white people. You're damn cave dwellers.
Damn troglodytes.
Oh, man. Go ahead, bro.
Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they were gathered together.
Now, when you read the NOT, it says they sound like animals howling among the bushes, huddled together beneath the nettles. You guys sounded like animals. You guys didn't have a language. You guys were listen, these guys talk about how we were in Africa swinging on vines, swinging on trees. We had no culture, no nothing. That's why they had to come and civilize us. No, you guys are the ones that weren't civilized. You were grunting. Oh, oh. That's you so go fight. And listen, when you watch that commercial Geico about the is it Geico or is it
it was the old Geico caveman.
Yeah, the old Geico caveman. He's depicted as what? A white man.
Mm-hmm.
The Flintstones, bro. What is that? What is the Flintstones, bro?
Yo, damn chocolate dates.
The Flintstones, are you what was his name? Barney Rubble?
Yeah, Bert and Barney Rubble, I believe. Yeah.
Yes, it's something like that. Those guys were you. Yo, bro. They was showing us their history. And we didn't even know. We didn't even lay it to heart, bro.
Oh man, the Geico caveman kind of looked like damn Caesar Borgia too.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, man. Let's go ahead and go and look him up. Geico caveman commercial. Let's go ahead and look him up. Look at him. Look at that so-called white man. Look at that. Look at that. Ugly as all. Listen. So this is how Esau probably came out of Rebecca. Broad nose.
Yep.
Right? Broad nose and just looking ugly. You're ugly. You so-called white man. This is you. This is you right here. You was the one, and this guy looked like a monkey too. You were the guy saying ooh, ooh, ah, ah. That was you.
That's right.
Curious George ass. Flintstones. Look at that. This was you. Barely had any damn clothes on. Look at that. Having a damn look at this woman. Look at this little ass girl having a damn bow in to keep her hair up.
Having a yabba dabba do ass time.
Yeah. That was you, Esau. That was you. You so-called Europeans. That was you. Looking all clueless. Dang, yo. Let me see. Flintstones car. Yo, they had a stupid ass car.
Yeah, that joint right there. Yep.
Look at this. The hell is this?
Mm-hmm.
This is the history of the so-called white man. This is you. But you painted a picture of so-called Negroes, of so-called Hispanics living like this. When we had dynasties, when we had kingdoms, this is how you were living. Now, this is a little bit generous right here. He should have a beard coming down to his feet. She should have this woman right here should have hair, a bunch of hair coming out of her armpits. Cause we damn sure know you guys ain't shaved. Woman looking disgusting. That's the history of you so-called white people. Don't you ever forget where you guys goddamn came from. But go ahead. Man, if I want to go into the word for braid. So-called white man forgot where the hell he came from, bro. Yeah, to cry out. That's what it means, to cry out. Scream from hunger. That was your language. But all right, come on. We're gonna go ahead and keep going so we can hit these points. Go ahead,
Job 30:7. Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they were gathered together.
Yeah, man. All you guys were gathered together in that small ass cave with a fire. And you guys were eating God knows what. But go ahead.
They were children of fools.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, children of base men.
See that? They were children of fools. Yeah, children of base men. Go ahead.
They were viler than the earth.
And you're viler than the earth. You're viler than damn dung. That's what the Bible just said. And it says that you're children of fools, children of base men. Now, what does the word base mean? Base means low. You're the lowest of the nations. That's what the Bible is saying. So look, these people talks about how this Bible talks about love. Every single book, every single verse in this Bible talks about love. No, this Bible degrades people, especially you so-called white men, you so-called white people. Watch this. Read verse 9.
Job 30 in verse 9. And now am I their song.
See that? And now I am their song. Go ahead.
Yeah, I am their byword.
Now reading NOT says, and now they mock me with vulgar songs. Now, what is one song that they mock us with? You have the what's that song that they sing before they sing when they sing at games, at basketball games and football games, the national anthem.
National anthem.
The national anthem. That's one.
God.
That's one.
They had the damn that jingle that be on the ice cream truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you remember he actually did a bit. His channel got taken down. Yeah, the old damn. Let me see if I can't find it right quick.
And then it says, I am their byword, because y'all call us what? Niggers, spicks. You call us African booty scratchers. You call us three-fifths of a man, right? You make songs mocking us. That's what this verse means. You got it, bro?
Kanye, it's called Turkey in the Straw.
Turkey and Sharky in the straw.
Yeah, in the straw lyrics. That should be it right there. That
where did he go? You know?
He just played it, but if you go up into the lyrics, it'll show it. It should say like nigga want a watermelon, ha 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 ha.
Really?
Yo, it was a bad joke.
That is crazy.
Oh, you know what? That was the original version. Hold up.
Oh yeah, you know Esau is you so-called white people are devils. Y'all edit everything out. Let me type in nigger wants watermelon. Yep, the racist ice cream song.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, yeah, here we go, right here. Everyday racism, nigger lover watermelon. Ha, all right, here we go.
Racist. Nigga love a watermelon, ha 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 ha. That's racist. Stop singing along. Nigga love a watermelon, ha 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 ha. You really gonna just sing the song like you like it? Nigga love a watermelon, ha ha ha. That's racist. Yo, that's where they got the song for the ice cream truck. Now play the old school original ice cream truck.
Wow, bro.
Damn.
It was this one. Wow. See? What did it say now? See again? Let's go ahead and read that again. Wow. Wow. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Yep. So Jeremiah 49:10.
What it says? It says, and now they mock me with vulgar songs. They taunt me. You see?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do to us. And you have these Negroes, celebrating the 4th of July when our ancestors were still in slavery.
Maybe
that's why the ice cream truck in my neighborhood plays Big Pun.
That's racist.
That's horrible.
God.
Horrible.
This song was put out by Columbia Records in 1916. Yes, the same label that has brought us the Fugees and Nas.
Wow.
That was 90 years ago. Just saying. Almost 100 years ago. It was so long ago.
All right. That's crazy. Let me see. National anthem. Okay, yeah. The Star Spangled Banner. Which, man, in school, I never stood up. For this. Why? I don't know. I don't know why I didn't. Now I know now. I always thought America was complete BS.
Damn. Yep, it's that third paragraph.
Yep, here we go. You want to read it?
Con. And where is that band who so vauntingly swore that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more? Their blood has washed out their foul footsteps, pollution.
Did you, yo, what?
No
Did you,
yo.
did you just, their blood has washed out their foul footsteps, pollution. That's talking about you so-called Negroes and you so-called Native and Seminole Indians. Did we just, hold on, we got to run. Their blood has washed out their foul footsteps, pollution. So our own blood washed out our foul footstep pollution, which our foul footstep pollution is what built up this goddamn society, this goddamn queendom. But let's keep going.
No refuge could save the hireling and slave.
No refuge could save the hireling and the slave. What does that sound like to you, bro? What scripture?
Oh snap!
No, it says no refuge could save their hireling and slave. That's Deuteronomy 20. That's Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Yeah,
and no man shall buy thee. See, it says it right here. No refuge could save their hireling and slave. We had Nat Turner. We had Martin Luther King. We had Marcus Garvey. We had different Hispanic leaders too, right? You had the Puerto Ricans that mimicked the Black Panther Party. I forgot their names, but you had a group of Puerto Ricans who basically did the same thing as the Black Panther Party. They were inspired by them. We had them, but nothing could save us. Keep going.
No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the star-spangled banner in triumph doth wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hold on. The land of the free, but over here it just says that a group of people were slaves, letting you know that we're not free. Letting you know that they put a difference between the slave and the free. Damn. See? And this is how you know that the Bible, man, you so-called white people is being exposed for the wicked of the earth, the wicked people that you guys are. So now, brother, wow, this is. Hey, do you have anything to say, bro?
Nah, it's just this is that Jeremiah 49 and 10. Like all this stuff's coming out. Everything.
Yeah, yeah, you want to go ahead and read that?
Jeremiah 49 and 10. But I have made Esau bare.
That's right. And that goes to Isaiah 47 that we were reading at camp yesterday. Uncovering the locks, uncover the thigh, which means what? You're being exposed. You so-called white people are being exposed. Go ahead.
I have uncovered his secret places.
And
he shall not be able to hide himself.
That you're not. Listen, you so-called white people, you can't hide yourself. No longer are you a criminal. No longer are you a criminal. We see you. We see who you are. We see you, man. 2020 vision. We see you for what you really are, and that is a devil. You cannot hide yourself anymore. Go ahead.
His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
And this part is going to happen in the kingdom of heaven. You're going to be spoiled. You, your brethren, your neighbors, and you're going to be not, meaning what? Dead. You're going to be in slavery for 1,000 years. Okay, so now let's go into this article right here, right? Now, this is the diary of Benjamin Franklin. You see? Now, this article came out in 2008, but of course, what Benjamin Franklin is a lot more older than that. Now, Ben Franklin on stupid, swarthy Germans. Now, we can just go ahead and exit the article right here, brother. Honestly. Because Benjamin Franklin called Germans swarthy. Now, what does the word swarthy mean? Let's go ahead and look that definition up. Swarthy. Go ahead and look that up. Swarthy. Dark colored, especially of skin. So Benjamin Franklin said that the Germans were dark skinned, the original Germans. So now let's keep going. We're gonna go ahead and jump down. Now you're gonna read 24. Right where 24 is at, bro.
Which leads me to add one remark, that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionably very small.
That's right. And that's and when you go into studies, you had different articles that came out that says in the year like 2030 to 2050, the so-called white race would be what? Extinct. Why? Because you guys are not pro creating anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Your woman don't love us. I mean, your woman don't love you. They love us. They want to procreate with us. They ain't procreating with y'all. You guys are through. That's why you're trying to get all the rest of the other nations to procreate with, because your woman hates you. But go ahead.
All Africa is black or tawny.
All Africa is black or tawny, which tawny means black. Go ahead.
Asia chiefly tawny.
Asia chiefly tawny. Asia, letting you know what? That the Asians, which we were in Asia too. When the year
Asiatic.
You said what? Exactly, bro. Afro Asiatic. So when you go into the Jewish Roman Wars, which that was from 66 AD till 73 AD. Now people only know of the year 70 AD. Well, really it started 66 AD. Let me go ahead and fact check that. Jewish Roman War. Should actually lasted longer than that, but the start date, what that say right there? 66 AD. Okay. Now 70 AD was when a vast majority of our people got expelled out of the land. 73 AD was when we got completely kicked out. Of course, there was a small little remnant in the land of Israel, but that was when, like 98% of us got expelled out of Jerusalem. And we just didn't flee to Africa. We fled into Europe. We fled into the interiors of Turkey, which is Asia. We fled into we fled everywhere. We fled into Egypt. We fled everywhere. Now, when people talk about the samurai people and all those people, who do you think those people were originally? Those were Israelites.
That's right.
Period, point blank. So now let's go back. So look, bro, after reading all of this, going into all these artifacts, going into all these articles, you're going to have so-called white people still say that we're wrong, right?
Of course.
But anyway, let's keep going. It said Asia chiefly. Go ahead.
America exclusive of the newcomers.
Who would be the newcomers? Who would be the newcomers? Let me guess. The original illegal immigrants. You so-called white people.
The original rape, robbers, and pillagers.
That's right. The original criminals, which criminal goes back to the word crimson, which crimson means what? Red. So you so-called white people, which you so-called white people are red. You see my screen right here? My screen is white. My screen is white. You don't match this color. You're red. Okay? You're pink. You're pink like some damn uncooked chicken. That's what you are. You're bloody. Your blood so forth through your skin. You're not white. You're not pure. You're dirty. Let's keep going.
Wholly so. And in Europe.
And in Europe, this is the point. And in Europe, this is what we're talking about. Europe, go ahead.
The Spaniards
Mm-hmm.
Italians.
Ooh, the Italians, what is this video based on? The Southern Italians, Sicilians. Go ahead.
French.
The French.
Russians.
Mm-hmm.
And Swedes.
Yep.
Are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion.
The swarthy complexion. The Spaniards, Italians, French, Russian, Swedes are generally of what we call a swarthy complexion. What does the word swarthy mean? Dark colored, especially of skin. Dark colored, especially of skin. Here we go, right here. Here we go. Dagger. So now, let's go into these articles. Damn, man, come on now. Look at Satan. Let me go back to my messengers. Let me go back. Let me see. Where's the article at? All right, here we go. All right, bet. So we got this article right here, which they're trying to make me pay for. I'm not paying for it. Oh my goodness, bro.
That's crazy. The newspaper is getting destroyed. That's why.
Yeah, bro. They crap. He talking about some. You've reached your limit for free articles. Matter of fact, I'm gonna try and send it to you and see if you can pull it up, bro. Where do you want me to send it to?
If you can put it in the chat in this, and then I can just copy paste it.
All right, bet. Okay, bet. Salak your brothers and sisters, and you so-called white people. All right, sent.
I don't see it.
It's the I put in the elect chat.
Okay.
But I hope this video was edifying to the viewers. Hope this proves how so-called black people were ruling Europe and how this can awaken some of you Sicilians. Now, I'm not saying that every single Sicilian is an Israelite now, just like how every so-called black and Hispanic are not Israelites. Okay? Not every single black and Hispanic are Israelites. Like Lauren London. Lauren London will be classified as what? A so-called black woman, right? But she's actually a Edomite. Kamala Harris. She would be considered as a so-called black woman. But what is she? Elam? She's Elam or Edom? She's
Elam.
Okay. She's a so-called East Indian. You see? So no, I'm not saying every single Sicilian is an Israelite. So don't get that misconstrued. You have it pulled up?
Nah, it's saying the page wasn't found. Hold up.
Damn, look at that. That's none but the devil. All right, it's cool. We can if you can pull it up, I have this right here.
Okay.
Now, if you look on this article, what does it say? The lynching of Italians, especially Sicilians. Now it says the lynching of Italians. Now, who else do we know that were getting lynched? Who else?
That's Hispanics and Native and Seminole Indians.
Damn, see that? When was other so-called white people being lynched? Why is it that Sicilians were being lynched? And if you take a look at these Sicilians, look at these two brothers. Those look like Mexicans. They look like they could be from the tribe of Issachar. Look at them, bro. You like, do you honestly see this?
Yeah, that's eerie. That's like real eerie.
It says they were darker, they were different, and most spoke no English. Look at that. So now we're going to be jumping around in this because we just want to get to the point here. But basically, these Sicilians were immigrants.
Yeah, it's telling me I reached my limit. I got it up, but it's saying I reached my limit of free articles too.
It said the same thing to you too?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, it's cool. All right, so now, all right, boom. So now, read this. Read these paragraphs right here, bro.
Racist dogma about Southern Italians found fertile soil in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
As the historian Jennifer Guglielmo writes, the newcomers encountered waves of books, magazines, and newspapers that bombarded Americans with images of Italians as racially suspect.
Racially suspect.
What?
Now who is imaged as racially suspect in America today? Negroes and Hispanics. Let's keep going.
They were sometimes shut out of schools.
They were sometimes shut out of school. Now, just to give you an insight of what era this is the era of the Jim Crow. This is the Jim Crow era. So you had so-called Southern Italians. They were going through the Jim Crow era with so-called Negroes and Mexicans as well. Go ahead.
Movie houses and labor unions, or consigned to church pews set aside for black people.
Mm-hmm.
They were described in the press as swarthy, kinky-haired,
and what?
Swarthy and kinky-haired.
Now, who is known as having kinky hair?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Who is known as having kinky hair today? Who?
Yeah,
who's known as having kinky hair, bro? Like, the Lord, but also us so-called Negroes.
Right.
Negroes is known as having kinky hair. That's what they call our hair texture, kinky. Go ahead, Art.
Members of a criminal race.
Members, oh my goodness. Members of a what?
Of a criminal race.
Members of a criminal race. That's how they depict us. We're a criminal race. Read on, bro.
And derided in the streets with epithets like Dago, Guinea, a term of derision applied to enslaved Africans and their descendants. And more familiar.
Hold on. Time out. So the same bywords that they were using to us, they were using on them too. Go ahead.
A term of derision applied to enslaved Africans and their descendants, and more familiarly, racist insults like white nigger and nigger wop.
Now, yo, that is crazy. But what so-called white person do you hear is called white nigger today, bro? None.
Zero. It's dead.
Yeah, bro. You don't have anybody being called that. But through the spirit, I found this article that I had in the last video, which is going to back up everything I just said. So now let me pull it up. Okay. Same title. It says the lynching of Sicilian immigrants in the American South, 1886 to 1910. All right, here we go. You go ahead and start.
Start from the top.
Mm-hmm.
In recent years, scholars have produced numerous important studies of white mob violence against African Americans. The lynching of white ethnics nonetheless remains a relatively neglected subject. This article looks beyond the black and white paradigm by analyzing the causes and characteristics of mob attacks on Sicilian immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
Between 1886 and 1910, Southern lynch mobs murdered 27 Sicilians. The mobs were motivated by a number of factors, including racial enmity and economic competition. Sicilian, and that's the same thing going on today with Northern Kingdom, because one of the biggest things they used to say was like the Mexicans were taking their jobs.
Right.
Craziness. Sicilians were not passive victims of mob violence. In assessing the nature of Sicilian resistance, the article draws explicit contrasts with the experience of African Americans. Sicilians, especially the diplomatic representative who lobbied Washington for redress, commanded stronger institutional resources than African Americans. It is this political leverage that explains the more sudden decline of anti-Sicilian violence in the South.
All right. So they calmed down on the violence in the South, just like how they calmed down with the violence against certain Native American tribes, right? So I got it. So I got that article from New York Times pulled up on my phone. Now I can have it pulled up on my phone, but I can't have it pulled up on my laptop, which is crazy. Now y'all can try to look up the article for yourselves and read it. I'm not making these words up. It says darker skinned Southern Italians endured the penalties of blackness on both sides of the Atlantic. In Italy, Northerners had long held that Southerners, particularly Sicilians, now watch this, now it says Southerners, particularly Sicilians, were an uncivilized and racially inferior people, too obviously African to be part of Europe. What did it say? Too obviously African to be part of Europe. And it called them what? Uncivilized and racially inferior. Don't they say the same thing about American Negroes, Hawk?
Oh man, yep.
They call us what? Uncivilized and inferior. That was their justification of putting us in slavery, right?
Come.
There it go, right there. There it go, right there. Now it says right here, it says in the wake of a bloody New Orleans lynching that took the lives of 11 Italian immigrants. So you see that? So this took place in New Orleans. You had 11 Southern Italians lynched. Okay. And then another article which we had went into in the last video, it tells you how Southern Italians, Sicilians, they weren't allowed to marry other white they weren't allowed to marry white women. So if Southern Italians or Sicilians, if they're really Edomites, if they're really so-called white people, how come they weren't allowed to marry other so-called white women? If they were the same people.
All right.
Why are they subject to the Jim Crow laws with so-called Negroes and Hispanics? That's because they fall under the curses of Deuteronomy 28. So some of you Sicilians, you guys are Israelites. You guys are Israelites, man. You need to repent and come back to the Heavenly Father. All right. So Lord willing, you few brothers and you few sisters were edified. Till next time we say Shalom.
Shalom.